GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Genzio's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone, and thank you for joining us. And look at Toki, a deer in headlights.
I was a little bit off on the timing. GM.
No, you're good. You're good. And you should be a bit surprised, as I think a lot of people are at Bitcoin's all-time high after all-time high after all-time high.
At the chart.
And maybe we'll see another all-time high. Hopefully today.
Maybe.
And then, of course, for those who woke up early this morning, at least here in my time zone, Central Time Zone, woke up and the first thing I saw literally a minute after it was posted that something was going on was with SWI and that hack. So it's definitely a roller coaster. And I'm, just full disclosure, I'm not like, oh my God, it's over for SWI by any means. I'm still very bullish on them. Their conference that went through was awesome. So I mean, this is just, I don't know. I guess we could pull up some stuff and talk the numbers in a little bit. But Toki, how are you doing this morning? How's everything going so far on this wonderful Thursday?
It's going like, this is crazy. Like seeing Bitcoin over 111. Like, who would have thunk it? I can see it on your screen in the back as well, which is honestly awesome. So there's just, the excitement is real. Definitely an amazing day. I know a lot of people, I know even you last night, talking to a lot of people where you were just like, so many people told you to sell and told us to sell at just such lower prices. And now watching it get to where it is now is just, this is insane. And I'm actually like really excited.
It's
I'm giddy inside for what
I
this
don't want
is.
to say, I don't want to say like it's unbelievable, but I feel like that. I feel like look, we've had conviction. We've been in the space a really long time. There's been times, obviously, when I sold off like a decade ago a bunch of Bitcoin and whatnot, that I was influenced by some of that, thinking like, all right, might as well make some money now, and who knows, this is not really going to do much of anything, right? That sort of getting convinced and fudding out a bit. But after getting over that initial, I'll say it's probably a solid 10 years now, probably between 2015, 2017, really conviction setting in strong. I believe that we would see this and we would see higher, and I still do. But actually it happening is a different story. Like, I believed in it, but The funny thing is, one of the first things I had to do was send a tweet to somebody over the many years that has been anti-Bitcoin and anti me doing Bitcoin, and the screenshot of the all-time high at 111 or whatever, and putting that there, and like, didn't you tell me to sell at 3,000? It was like, yeah, 3,000, 4,000, 14,000, and then I was just replied like, and I'm not selling at 111. It's going higher, and it is.
I mean, it's still above it right now, and we've even seen a even higher all-time high just a few hours ago, realistically.
But
which is it's still crazy to me, man. Like the fact that we've gotten to this point, it's also super exciting. Hard to argue. Hard to argue. Like tell me that you're not just sitting there and you're just like, go higher.
Oh no, I just want I was up, like reposting a repost of all-time high photos because I was hoping they would just keep going. And look, even if this retraces back, like something happens in the world, the economy's bad, some news, something, whatever, and this goes to like 90, right? We see that it went to 111. You know that when the economy strengthens, this isn't slowing down. The adoption is still picking up. If people just aren't buying, it's that they might not be buying as much, but banks and companies are all trying to figure out how to get their hands on more Bitcoin. So
first off,
we're gonna
for the people that are out there, GM guys, thank you, and so much for joining us today. Yes, we will be talking about the Cetus hack on SWE. We have it pulled up on the side for later on, and GM. Who knows?
We got a bunch of people watching on.
Who knows?
Look, YouTube, Genzio X. It's on the Arena app, and then also I'll just say for kicks and giggles, because I'm actually going to try to keep it very good across the board with all platforms.
PG-13 or less.
I even just got this random. Let me just put in the info on a Kick account I had and never used, and it's live on there too. So if there's any random people that use Kick and like that, there's a video playing to possibly no one right now.
GM Saucy, I see you, bro.
So
and Dodger Blue. Hold on. We're going to be talking about this one specifically because, yes, Bitcoin explodes overnight. People will take profits. We're also pretty sure this isn't the top. That being said, even as Scott mentioned earlier, there is a good chance that we're going to see some kind of dip down. We're going to see some kind of pullback. But we're not seeing retail investors. They have not followed suit yet by any means. A lot of this is only because of institutional investments. And you're seeing it a lot more as the amount of active Bitcoin that is mined per day is bought up by institutions, or is already in agreements with institutions. Like this is a lot of things coming together right now. And so once there is an actual pickup in retail, I do not know how far this could go. I know even what was it yesterday? We were talking about like chances of it like just 3xing from here, just this cycle. Just a 3x in this cycle is still a potential based on everyone that we've seen and everyone that's talked about it so far. Like
it's
3 to
hard.
350.
It's hard to imagine, but sometimes there was a period look back at the chart where it moved from like, what was it, like 50s into 60s, sat there for a tiny bit, and then went from 60s to like basically 100, like into the 90s. Like 70s were sort of fast, but 80s didn't even exist, I think, in that first pump through. You're going to have, just like when you zoom out, over time, you're going to see like there's going to be parts where there's 20 or 30% pullback, and then it comes back. But then you're going to get days where there's in the cycle where you have green candle after green candle that's pumping 5, 10, 15.
When you look at the order books, there's not a lot of walls. Like there are some thicker ones, but like genuinely in this price range we're at right now, like there's
there's some big trades out there that I've seen on crypto Twitter going around, posted like someone's got like $1 billion long, and I'm like, oh wow. But then when I look at it and think, I'm like, whoa, it's like a 40x. Like I don't know. I get wrecked pretty easy at 40x. Like that's okay. That's not me.
I mean, good on them, I guess.
That's
Ooh,
I don't know.
ooh.
That's scary to me. I wouldn't. I can't do that. I could barely do 20x. So
So, Dodger Blue, yes. Again, it's this is a sad one. This is a true fact. Everyone during last cycle that did lose their money, they definitely don't have it this time around for Bitcoin, which is it sounds like a lot of people actually sold Bitcoin to get into meme coins as well, which is kind of terrifying. Um, hopefully you didn't do anything like that, Scott.
what?
And yes, Saucy. I have also heard that there are Bitcoin miners that have sold the Bitcoin that we're mining for the rest of the year already. It's this is more than one company that has done this too. So it's if you guys think the institutions aren't buying up like crazy, just please go and read the news, go and look at the statistics. You'll see that institutions are buying up while saying they aren't the whole entire time. It's ridiculous. And yeah, Dodger Blue. Exactly. That was exactly how I felt when I looked over at Scott and he didn't have a real answer.
Oh, I don't know how I feel this morning. Like when I woke up, I was like happy, but then seeing that sweet stuff, I was a little sad for a moment just because I don't want any negative attention towards Sweet because they've just been killing it. And I don't know. But the one good thing is, there was a handful of spaces about it is being talked about. I don't know, we could look to see if there's any new post on where the dust settled with that. But I would have expected like my feed to be a lot more polluted by the noise of it. I didn't see a lot. I don't know how your feed looks. Like there's a few that I saw and I pulled the news,
What
but I
does
wasn't
my
just
feed
like
look like?
everyone in my feed talking about it. And even when I did a post this morning, like even a GM post on it, there wasn't much mentioned about that exploit or hack or whatever. I do know that I think it totaled up to be
Hmm.
now close to 260 million. So could try to add this to the stage here. Let's see.
Most of what I see right now is just talking about Bitcoin. Almost everything's talking about Bitcoin. Is there even anything that references Sui?
That's nice. I guess they can fly under the radar with this for a little bit in the shadow of of Bitcoin's new all-time highs. So Blue actually is saying here, look at this.
Is
5 days
there
to
anything?
Vegas. Did you guys score rooms yet? I do not know where my accommodations are at this moment. But yes, be in Vegas on Sunday for anybody going out to the Bitcoin conference. If we don't have some weird news or something happen in the world and Bitcoin drop like to 100 or less, next week at the Bitcoin conference should be awesome. Everyone should be happy, and we'll I guess we're going to really see if it's a sell in May and walk away event because the conference ends 2 days before the end of the month. So maybe we're going to get another few all-time highs here and this push a bit higher and then everyone
Finally
takes
found
the
one.
summer off. Huh?
I finally found one.
Found what?
It just took that long to finally find something on Sweet. I've literally been
Oh, just
scrolling the
going
whole
down.
entire
That's
time.
why I forgot what you were searching for already because
No, so
it was
it took breaking Cetus main LP provider Dex on Sui allegedly hacked 11 million in Sui drained from Sui/USDC pool with most tokens down 75% plus as pools are emptied. Oh, you have
let's
look
see
on
this.
chain for that one as well.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so
good because that one has all the actual logs associated. This was
so
the
yeah, I
Coin
mean you can
Telegraph
check
one
this
from
out
five
on
hours ago.
you can check this out on X. This is from 4 hours. I'll scroll up because I think they might have mentioned something else. But the crazy thing here is I'll pull it up because first this totals out at roughly 260 million as of 4 hours ago. Um, Here's that one update there's close to 60 million in USDC that was used to buy ETH. So it was still being moved around. I mean, that's a large amount of money.
Oh, was this tied into that 30K ETH that you were telling me about earlier?
Hold on a second. I want to see if look at this. I don't know if let me see if I can zoom in. Can I?
Yeah, that was basically all the SWE ones that got wrecked.
Yeah, this was this morning, waking up when this first happened, and this was reported as 11 million first. I think the first sign somebody said it was USDC depegged down to 0 on SWE, and then from there was everyone was saying the LP, and then these were all the tokens that initially took that hit. Look, it's not SWE itself, so I'm not really sweating it in that regard. CZ made a post about this. You know, I'm sure everyone's going to be there to kind of lend a helping hand and try to figure this out.
Is that a new all-time high?
We'll move forward. Yeah, I had to put this up because I just started seeing out of the corner of my eye and different other indicators that we were just getting close to an all-time high again.
Yeah, so, I was watching.
So I'm hoping right now everyone could just, if we just all focus enough, we could see this maybe get up to hopefully 112 and get a new all-time high here.
Let's just leave it running, man.
So, oops.
Oh, and you get rid of it? What are you doing?
I'm not trying to. It's just I try to make it better and to make it worse. But we could leave this up here for a second, and as we BS, and we'll just.
Oh yeah, no, just get closer on that. Let's watch it.
I'm like, all right, we could do even more. Let's leave it like this. Is that too much?
Is that too much?
Hey guys, let's just look at the very little tip of the iceberg here. We're gonna go right through the top of the screen. That would be, see, that's what I want to see now. I'll back this out a little bit.
Oh,
sorry to disappoint. We'll do it like this. How about that?
That still looks pretty good to me. So,
all right. Yeah. See, the thing with the SWE believers is, I want to say the thing that was always going around is that nothing could be hacked, right? There was a big emphasis on that from, I mean, I personally didn't experience that, but I saw, and a lot of people who I talked to about this already had said that, but it's not with SWE itself. So I don't know. I mean, is that potato, tomato? I mean, does it matter?
It's a little bit potato on that one.
So
yeah, get that 1 second chart, right, Dodger Blue? Yeah.
What is this on? Is this on the hourly still? I can't see. No, I'm not.
Come on, man.
No, I'll leave it. If anything, it goes to like a 15-minute. But
I'm waiting.
Oh yeah? We're all waiting here, just quiet and
well, it keeps on ticking up. So I was like, is it gonna do it? I'm
gonna see, like, since we're streaming in so many different platforms, I'm gonna see what some of the chats here are saying, if anyone's got. I always like, Arena's been interesting because there's been days that there's just been tons of people in there, and then there's days that's a little bit slow. But they have the tipping feature, and I feel like if it's just if overall it's just a tiny bit more polished, it's really going to pop off. It's had waves, but like you don't even have to onboard or put any AVAX or anything on there. Just by going on and interacting,
that was super easy.
Get some stuff. Yeah, that
was super easy.
So I like streaming there. It's not as you have to click a bit once we push our stream live, but I do like, the chat, the features and stuff that's going there. So they're onto something. And then the other thing I won't lie is, since I've been, pushing the stream there daily, is that they have Memecoins baked in. So I've been looking at some of the tokens, just picking up some random ones like Arena Bet and a couple others in there. And, what the heck? So it's been cool. And then the random, like, why not push it to to kick thing. I think that's actually going on. I mean, whether or not anybody's on there is a different story, but for the sake of seeing if we could push the stream everywhere, it works pretty good. And now, hopefully, across anything, you could choose your poison to watch Bitcoin hit an all-time high, maybe a new all-time high.
It's going down, man. I don't like it. It's
I don't know. No. So, how do you feel about like Bitcoin at all-time highs lining up with Bitcoin conference? I mean, look, I don't. You might not be going out to Vegas, but you are heavily vested in the conferences and going to events. You know who's going there. You know what projects are going there.
One of the biggest things that I have been watching and I've been listening to, and even when talking to the actual Bitcoin conference team, they want to have the most Bitcoin transactions as possible during this conference, because they see that as like one of the clear signs as possible, like one of the biggest signs possible. They have the most transactions going on during this time period. That's going to raise awareness for the blockchain as a whole. Will it potentially slow down everything while it's happening? Let's see. We're about to find out, that's for sure. But at the same time, it's an amazing goal, and I really do want to see it succeed. I would love to see Bitcoin continue to rise with the news that comes out over the Bitcoin conference, but also if it really does just hit like the max transactions ever, or maxing out the transactions that we've seen so far, like that'd be an impressive goal.
Yeah, and look at all the people that are
speaking. That's why I'm
speaking at Bitcoin conference next week. And so this is really interesting right here, Ross, because I believe this is his first public speaking engagement. Like, there hasn't been much said from him or people around him since his freedom, right? I mean, so this is a first major, just first period, real speaking engagement. Politics aside, you got Vance. I know Trump's on here. I'm not the president, but I think Eric's coming or speaking, might have been added, from what I hear. But no, you got some serious people here in Bitcoin. Look at this. You even got Peter Schiff coming out.
Shift? Is that what you just said?
Shifty is what he is. Peter Shifty. Arthur Hayes with the big bold Bitcoin predictions here. I'm going to stand right next to this man and hope that it goes to $3 million. Are you serious? 3 million by 2028? Everyone who's here do really well.
I'm sorry, Dodger Blue. I don't think you're gonna get that Bitcoin back, bro.
What do you say? Yeah, I guess the thing people might want to ask this gentleman right here is for their Bitcoin back. Wasn't there a transaction movement from a wallet that's suspected to be tied with that not too long ago? One of the dormant wallets. I'll have to do some research and we could catch back up on that maybe on tomorrow's stream. But that would be interesting, because if there was access to hundreds of millions of dollars, for example, then I could see Blue's question could be relevant. Like, hey, where's my Bitcoin? But then again, I guess you got to prove the wallet. So I'm sure a lot of people can. I mean, I still had my original DAT file from my original Bitcoin wallet from 2013. I still actually have it. So, but great speakers. This is going to be crazy. There's going to be like at least 40 or 50 side events that we know about. We'll see a lot of people out there. We're going to be doing some streams in the morning. Well, same time, but it's in the morning out there. It'll be 9 Pacific. And coming up, I guess, Tuesday is Industry Day. So anyone, feel free to comment, reach out to us. If there's anybody that you know that might be going to the Bitcoin conference, setting up at the conference, you could check on their site. and you want us to go by, Tuesday would be the day for that. We'll go grab some interviews, talk with people, and we'll report back and share. And if the internet is behaving, because sometimes in these conference halls with everybody set up, if you're not like on your own hotspot per se, the streaming can be kind of difficult. But we're going to try to do some on-site streaming, and that would be Tuesday morning as well. So make sure to comment and let us know. And yeah,
And I'll be
that would-
here making
be
sure
awesome.
that all of this actually
You'll be
functions
tapped
and
in.
goes well. I'll be
You'll be-
asking you guys random questions about what you're actually able to see.
You'll be able to. Oh, hold on. Let's put this. Might as well at least put this back if we're on this screen. No, yeah, no. We'll report live. You'll be holding it down here. We'll try to get some alpha or whatever we can from there. But I think really it's going to be a lot of people just gassed up, hyped, in a good mood that Bitcoin is doing well. That with expectations of the rest of the year to be doing well. There's a lot of politicians that are going to be there that are well, I guess now, or some of them were before, but not many, pro Bitcoin and crypto. And we just need more and more of this.
Do you think any real change is going to come about from this conference?
I don't know, because I mean, I'm sure there's always partnerships and relationships that are built and things that come out of the conference, but like overall fundamental change or like regulatory change or things along those lines, I don't think the single conference will produce that. I think we'll hear hints of those things in some of what some of the speakers say, but ultimately, I think some of the takeaways from it will be used in those discussions, which are going to have to happen in DC, and with those different politicians. So I think we're going to start seeing.
Aren't you worried
more
then what
framework
happens in
coming up.
Vegas stays in Vegas then, and then it'll never actually get to DC?
Do I believe that? No, I do not believe that. I believe what happens in Vegas is immediately live on camera, some stream, some film, and out and about instantly. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing.
There's a lot of video cameras in that.
Yeah,
city.
there is no.
There's so many.
Nothing stays in Vegas. It's being streamed 24/7, right out. So, and that's fine because the Bitcoin conference, for those who don't want to spend the money to go to Vegas, that's actually the cheap part. If you have to spend money on tickets, they range from, I guess a festival pass on the low end is like $600 or $700 right now, but they go into thousands if you want to get an industry pass, whale pass. I will say, if anyone's going to Vegas or they're out there and they don't have a ticket, I'm not sure if it's still live, but there's a website. It's Vegas for Locals. Just Google Vegas for Locals. Pull up that site. It's a known site and search for Bitcoin conference. On there, if it's still active, there is a link for free festival ticket or free festival pass, which is Wednesday and Thursday. It's 100% free. So that 600, I don't know how many they have, but myself and Toki actually got one just in case, as a backup, in case any of the other passes.
Oh, you only got one?
That we have. Yeah, I only got one because I had the other media pass sorted.
I got two just in case you needed.
So we have a couple backups in case you're going out there and
we know how friends
doesn't
are.
work for you.
We know
get
how
in touch
friends
and
are.
you could be Toki for a couple days.
Don't mess it up.
So, oops. Sorry, Blue. He's like, hey, I got 4 festival passes to sell at cost. I'm like, ooh, sorry. If that link doesn't work, reach
There
out
is
to
actually
Blue.
a pretty good chance it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was supposed
we
to
mentioned
end
it
on
a couple
20th,
times.
but I'm not sure.
What'd you say?
I think it was supposed to end on the 20th, but I'm not sure. There was like a
it
tweet
had an
on
expiration on it.
Yeah.
Well, anyone watching could reach out to Blue here. Hit him up. He's got some festival passes. Look at everybody. Everybody's now like, hey, check it out. I got a pass to sell too. Everyone's getting rid of their festival passes. Either you guys got upgraded or you're in the mix.
What? That's crazy.
For the festival pass?
He must have got them mad early. I mean, that's awesome, but that's
He bought,
crazy.
but I think Blue actually bought a whale pass during last year's Bitcoin conference. Like he bought passes either
I mean, that's
right
actually
as
a
they
good
were released
idea.
during the conference. I mean, look, that's conviction. He knows that he's
No,
going to be
Blue,
in it.
that's
He
a good
knows he's going into a
idea.
bull run,
That's a really
and
good idea.
and he hits up all the big conferences. So he's like, you know what? Why am I going to do this stuff last minute? Spend 2, 3, 4 times the amount. I'm gonna go. Whatever. Probably just associate it with the budget of the vacation. It's like, all right, well, vacation's a little bit more expensive. Had to get that whale pass.
Oh, man, that's such a good idea though. Especially because like the whale pass during last year's Nashville was actually like pretty decently priced too.
But so I didn't spend a lot of time in the conference last year, but
I did.
is a whale I don't know if a whale pass is worth it. I just at
I
least
mean, it,
for
it
me,
gets you into that nice.
it wasn't. Like I went in, they had that back area that you're talking
Yeah.
about. There was like a massage booth and like a little cappuccino area, a couple little things like that with some food. And then there was a stage. Like who was it that came? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Somebody really important. They came off the main stage and oh, it might have been Kennedy. Got off the main stage
Yeah, I'm
and then
pretty sure it was Kennedy.
spoke right there. And that was cool because there was a couple hundred people, maybe 300 back there tops. But I remember Scarelli was right next there. We were trying to talk to him about fighting and karate combat. But outside of bumping
Yes, you
into
were.
a few people like that, justify spending what on the low end a year ahead, 2,000 or 3,000, but averages probably like 4 or 5 grand on a whale pass or more. I don't know. It's a little pricey. I don't throw money around like that. I'd rather hustle to get a press pass than just skip out on that back area.
I mean, you're not like there's just two sides to the coin.
But I guess if you're there, you have the money, you're there all day, you see which speakers are there, and then they're going to go in the back and you hang out and, try to meet some people and do that. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I come from an event producer history of producing events, knowing lots of promoters, other event producers. There's like a promoter kind of, hey, you can come into my shows. Obviously, I go into your shows kind of thing. There's this, when people aren't competitive, there's sort of like that, understanding. And just now looking even at conferences like that aren't even music, but just regular conferences, when I start seeing $1,000 ticket prices, it just blows my mind. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Tariffs. It's all tariffs. They're really $3.04, $2 if you're a student, $2,000 in taxes.
Sorry, dude. The amount of things I have.
I'm gonna be outside the conference. I'm gonna like
tariffs,
doing
man.
that thing from like back in the day, like you hold open your coat and instead of watches, they're just gonna be like passes, like hustling conference passes out there. Anyways, I don't know if we're gonna get this all-time high this stream. It's still like half hour. There's still some time, but I just don't like that red. It needs to, come back. Come over here.
I'm sorry. That was funny.
What else do we have in the news? What else is going on? What do we have from the chat that people want to know about? I mean, look at everyone knows everyone's screaming about Bitcoin all-time high. This is effing amazing, right? That's what it is. And let's hope we have more of this. I really hope we don't have this, sell in May, walk away thing. I hope we do have somewhat, a good summer, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying these prices. Even with the retracement, I know what Bitcoin's capable of. I know where it's already been and where it's going to go from here. So we'll get there. But right now, hells yeah, I'm good. Altcoins, they need a little help.
A little?
I'm trying to be nice here. They need a little help.
Whacked, bro.
And honestly, the only fear I have right now with Bitcoin being so strong at like 111 is if things slow down for a bit and we get, that couple days or a week or something, you get a 10% pullback over the course of a week or two. And this goes down to, just under 100,000, right? Let's say that happens. Where alts are now, how much lower could some of them go?
Some of
And
them
if this
are
and
just going to die
every
because.
movement down on Bitcoin is alts are going to take a hit.
But
Just
Dabs,
about.
man, like
So
how many of these projects have a lifetime? Like they have
you
so
bring
much
up
time on them before they have to fail because they don't have any value. Like I'm
you
sorry,
bring
man.
up such a valid point. It's like a lot of them that came out of last cycle. Everyone says in the bear market, "Oh, we're going to see all new all-time highs across the board," right? The thing is, if there's nobody building, there's no volume, during the bear, what's going to happen? You're right. There's people just trying to keep a lot of projects alive. So the more that there's downturn in the market or pullbacks, the more pressure it is on them. Eventually, how long could you go on without having revenue? Like you start losing that. You know how we talked about speculation versus revenue and like
Hmm.
cash flow and stuff. Well, speculation goes away. And like you might have that like, hey, right now on a new project through a couple years or whatever, you go through it into a second cycle. There's stuff that's not producing. There's nobody that's like saying, oh, we're going to get there. It's actually going to come down to, do you have revenue? Are you producing? Right? If you're producing, making profits, it will then show and start to show in your token price. If that doesn't happen, you're right. The life expectancy we're going to see, and we've seen some already that just tried to start and didn't even make it to the
Because they
bull
didn't bring
market.
any real value.
Yeah, everyone just thought that they could put out an idea on a website and almost treat it like a meme coin and never deliver the utility, right? So
Okay, but
here we
realistically,
are.
how many altcoins are just meme coins in the end?
A lot of them, because a lot of them claim to solve things that they're not solving or they're not
Or
capable
that
of.
weren't really a problem in the first place?
Yeah. So now we here sitting just looking like a bunch of them will die off by the end of this bull market going into the next bear. And
I mean, let's even
unfortunately,
look at like what's.
a lot of people that were hoping that some of those would come back aren't. I always believed in the 50 25 25 with having at least half your portfolio in Bitcoin. I feel it's the leader, it moves, others move, and it's sort of the sure bet. But look, the top alts, your top 20, they should all be fine. Despite some of the stuff that's happened over the course of issues with Solana, look at issues today, going on with SWI, indirectly, they're still going to be fine. But these other projects that have been promising and not delivering and don't have volume are not.
I mean, dude,
Let's see.
there's like 12 million different cryptocurrencies out there.
Look at this BTC going to 120K soon. I'm definitely on board with that. I think that could possibly happen by end of month, the way things are looking.
End of month?
Meme coin trenches dead,
Okay.
and more volume going to BC. I've been saying this too. The meme coin trenches have been dead for 2025. I haven't heard of too many meme coins that have really exploded. Any of that have just blown into the billion, like a peanut from last, what was that, October, November. There hasn't been a peanut or any of these others that I could think of. And the amount that have been reaching, I guess, the bonding or what it needs to move off a pump fund and some of these launch
Oh,
pads
it's dropped so
has
low.
exactly has dropped. So I agree. I think the trenches have been dead. It's not that if you're in them, you could definitely make money, but I think the scale of your market cap game has changed. If you were in
I
like low
think that a
market
lot of
caps, you got to
people
get out earlier. You got to
were
take
in the
profits earlier.
casino for too long, and they only just finally walked out, and they're dazed and confused, and they're
And they have
like,
no money.
"Oh
They have no
no,
money left.
I spent all my fake money is on fake games, and the fake games took all my money.
It's true. Look, we got.
It's
I don't even want to
unfortunate.
post this one because I feel bad on some of those. Because everyone's. The thing is that even now DCAing into Bitcoin is still good. Because
yeah,
I mean,
$1 a day.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, anything really, right? Let's see this comment. Yeah, they're trying to redesign the wheel. I agree. There's certain things that they're just not. They're working just fine. Why tinker with it? I think that's like maybe the downfall of some people or some entrepreneurship mentality is that you so want to try to figure out a solution to a problem that might end up leaning towards something that already has kind of been solved, but you're like, I could tweak this. It's like,
you didn't need to.
why do that? Just leave it alone. Like let natural the ideas of progression in coding or in development or whatever's going on with the product, let it come more naturally. Let it really solve a real world problem. I think if you're solving something where others aren't working on, as opposed to trying to do like a reverse engineering of it and then make some tweaks to say you improved it, you'll have better luck on something that is more natural and actually solving something. But keep seeing there's so many chats in the background going on because of the different platforms.
There are a lot of different chats going on.
And now I'm like getting browsers mixed up as well.
No, I just had like 5 different chats go off on the side. One of them was talking about the price of X Premium going up. So I don't know if you guys saw that at all. That's that's quite the price hike. Dodger Blue, I'm proud of you, man. That's actually
Wow.
I can't say that there's financial advice in any of this, but if you guys are just looking to do something, like there are ways, and it can be as simple as that.
You know what I always wanted to do? Do the thing like pretend I smoked cigarettes, except with Bitcoin, and just been like, oh, the average price of like smokes is like $8 to $10, like almost like you had a bad habit, except the bad habit instead of smoking was just, oh, you need a pack a day. It was like, oh, buy that much in Bitcoin, and just pretend like I had a bad habit, but it was.
I mean, how much do you spend on dabs a month? Just
we ain't putting that in Bitcoin. Come on, let's talk about something else. We got money. We ain't. There's a priority here of what you have to of where your budgeting goes, right? I'm not there yet. We'll do less bar tabs on some of these memes. We'll do, I don't know. Okay. Oh, I think they're looking at my thing. How many tabs do I have open? No.
Hey, actually,
on Toki's side, I'm surprised. Yeah. How many tabs you got open? Someone's asking.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got a few.
Blue chose instead of feeding a starving child to invest his $30 a month into Bitcoin. You know those commercials you get when you sort of
in
have
the
a low moment.
arms
And the music comes
of
on.
an angel.
I'm going to do a remix of that, but I'm going to just insert it to make you feel bad that you need to buy Bitcoin, just a little bit of Bitcoin each day. It'll
think if you had invested $1 a day in Bitcoin since 2010, you'd have FU money.
Oh my God. We're gonna do like the Weird Al remixes here of some of these things and spin them into positive viral videos to get people to buy Bitcoin. No, you know what? Actually, instead of just randomly buying Bitcoin on that, I think I'm gonna do, just for kicks and giggles, the $1 a day or like $10 a day or something, and just to see that and have that in one wallet, or excuse me, one exchanger wallet, and then just put it into a portfolio and see
You
how
won't.
DCA goes from this point in the cycle. Just starting right now,
Let's see it.
something low.
Go ahead, put it in. I want to watch.
All right, well, I'll have to set up a new wallet for it. I can make it public. That's not a big deal. And then just set up something to reoccur by $10 a day.
$10 a day?
I'll do 10 a day.
10
Why
a
not?
day? That's like 300 a month.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's fine.
You
I was
think
making
about
sure
that for
I
a
was
second.
I was quickly like, oh shoot, did I get myself into like a 36,000 or something dollar, like a year thing? Like, hey guys, I'm just gonna put 30 grand in out of nowhere because no. I figure $5 or $10 and try to do that because on a monthly basis, it's like, what, $300, right? It's not. It's like
That's like
what
a
I'm trying to
car
get at is
payment.
like 100 a week, really, or 50 a week, something along those lines, and just it could be.
I could see closer to 5 a day. I think that's
Yeah, that would line it up with, close to a couple hundred, right? So 150 and change or something.
give or take.
What is this? This is so funny. The best, I just took a glance at my phone, everyone. And the best is when you have stuff on your calendar and you're so busy and you work and you have things scheduled. And the one time that it's completely busy, that there's no exceptions, is this time, so that we could spend it with you and have a good time, have a laugh, look up some stuff. And of course, it's the time that out of the corner of my phone's just like zzz, going crazy. I guarantee you when we're done here,
Literally.
it's gonna stop. And then no one's gonna need whatever they needed before. So if
Or
some of you
the
happen to
best
be
part
watching me, stop.
is they're
blowing up
literally
my phone.
hitting us up all the way to the top of the hour, and then as soon as you respond, there's just nothing. And you're like, you just sent me like 5 to 6 messages over like a half-hour period, and then just poof, gone. And you're like, I need this ASAP. And you're like, all right, here, I got you. Like, I send you the info, and there's just nothing. And they don't even read the message. So like the ASAP thing wasn't like that ASAP, if you know what I mean? Like
No, like I almost have to say, like, unless you're like family and about to, I don't want to say it, but unless it's like something really serious, like you need to chill on this time period. All right. This is where we
literally
actually
marked in
like
our
look,
calendars.
like don't get me wrong. I'm on Telegram all the time. I'm working all the time. I'm on X and respond to everyone when I see the messages. But this is dedicated time, so we could tune in and maybe get some alpha, see what's going on, discuss what people want to discuss. But I do want to bring back up with the Arena app because it had jumped up to like 50 people close there on the watching on there, and a bunch of followers and people tipping and
I hear, man.
and that's pretty awesome. Like I've really trying to support that app. It's honestly it's hard with all the different social apps that are out there, different places. But I wanted to try to support something that's on, I hold Avalanche, I hold other projects that are on AVAX, and figure I wanted to support this a bit and see it grow a little bit more. Had fun, having a little fun with like I said, the bar tabs over there. But it's really cool to see people in there. The chat's kind of lively and the features that has. So thanks for everyone who's tuning in on Arena, and we're gonna keep pushing the stream through there. It's funny though because you'd think that YouTube is the biggest platform for a lot of like crypto content, and in reality it's X, and a lot of the big YouTube accounts come from before X was big on this, like are pretty much dated accounts, and there's not much traction generally nowadays. Even on some of the big accounts I don't see them growing very much at all. But you have to also face that every single thing you say you have to be very careful for, because even we're just joking around and having a good time, and I had to the other day had to immediately delete the stream off there because probably would have got flagged for just I don't know, speaking. So We'll see how today's goes.
Yeah,
They're
let's
like,
put it that way.
they're going to be like,
Speaking.
hey, they're going to be like, hey, we don't like you talking smack. I'm like, I don't like your tough rules. So the days that we wild out a lot, we'll just not have it on YouTube. But we need Bitcoin to continue wilding out. Like, look at it's a little green there. How about 112? So we needed to hit 112 within 10 minutes so we could just end the stream with a bang. I think everybody here wants to see 112. Toki, could you make this happen for us? Could you call some of your friends and tell them to push this to 112, please?
I wonder who I could legitimately call that would have enough power to push that doesn't already have that much.
I could tell you one person that I would love to call who I met that I don't have his phone number that I wish I did. And that would be CZ. I'd be like, psst, just throw a little pocket change at this. After he interrupted that interview that I was doing
With Arthur Hayes.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I'm like, what kind of Twilight Zone am I in? I like Googled how much CZ was worth. Hold on a second. And I was just like, holy shoot. Hold on. Let me look in this other window first. And then it's so funny. It changed CZ to CA automatically. Sorry, I have to laugh. That's how much of a degen I am. It changes stuff to
contract address.
Yeah, that's all it does. It's like, here, contract address. Like, no, not contract address. I did it like this, and whoops, I copied the wrong link. Said, of course, it's 64.8 billion. So 65
I can't read that.
billion.
I
Yeah,
don't
I know.
think anyone in the crowd could either.
No one can. I'm not going to bother zooming. It said about $65 billion. So yeah, he could a little pocket change. He could push this up. Little. Just a little bit. No, I mean, I know we got a few minutes left before, but look at. I think I'm going to keep my eye on SWI. Just see where the dust settles on that. I know.
Do you think it's going to go lower?
No, but.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know, like in developing, like in now, if what was it there? If there's trading going on right now, hold on. I'm trying to see on their tokens if everything's been halted still. Yeah, 5 hours, 46 minutes. Because the initial messages I got was because of this, everyone's saying to me, oh, well, just get a great time to pick up all these tokens because, you get Lofi at 16 million. It was at 70. I'm like, well, you can't right now, but I'm like, I want to see where the dust settles with this, what exactly happened. And,
it's kind of insane.
Then go. But yeah, that's kind of, look, I think
like over 200 million evaporated.
Close to 300 million.
Oh,
gone.
Is it updated now?
It was 260 plus. And then,
geez, okay.
Yeah, I think that we could all agree that there's never a dull moment in crypto at all. Like, this is today's news. Maybe it'll be a little bit into tomorrow, but something else is going to happen that is going to make our minds implode. I think that I'm numb to volatility, but I'm not numb to news of projects and things like this. A black swan events, exactly. And this, I don't even know if that's really a black swan event.
It's kind of a black swan event for them.
In their bubble, but not in the wider spread.
No, I agree with you. It's more like within their bubble as a whole. But still, for them, it is kind of a black swan event because that's a harsh reality to wake up to. If you have been like a true SWI believer and you've just been like dedicating your bags to SWI tokens right now, and you wake up to that, like, bro.
Yeah, I actually did the Google search in my other browser, and then I moved it over, and the one I was sharing with was Brave. But yeah, it
I
pulls.
love that he was able to call you out for that.
No, that's good. Paying attention to details. I mean, I operate with like every browser pretty much because they might be tied to different things at the moment. Makes it a little bit easier to, especially now that I'm on 2 monitors. I haven't replaced the 3rd monitor yet. So
Wait, you have a? I'm only on 2 monitors.
I had 3 for a bit. It was nice because I had all the streaming stuff on one. I could have everything we're talking about on another. And when I came back, I think it was from ETH Denver. It just flickered when the power. That's it. It didn't do anything else. I don't know. Probably a storm power surge hit that. That was plugged straight into the wall. So
I prefer to blame
Oops.
dogs, but yeah, I guess power surge works too.
no, my dogs chewed through some other cabling. The puppy did. So nothing electrical or
Okay.
shock value wise.
Okay.
More like, why aren't certain things that I've hardwired internet wise not working? It's like, oh, because you chewed through, you know, my Ethernet cable, stuff like that. But it's a cute puppy. What am I going to do? I'm going to fix the cable. I'm going to move on.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's fair. There's worse things that could be happening. That's for sure.
You could be caught up in this, in the mess with Sui. I think the biggest mind messing with your mind situation is, you know what I want to say so bad.
Yep.
Yeah, is seeing the wallet. Some of those people who saw their wallet that it was like 10x or 1,000x, and they thought with Bitcoin hitting all-time highs that something must have hit, and it was like, nope, sorry, actually everything's gone. Yeah.
Oh.
No, we'll see what happens this afternoon into tomorrow, and then do an update during tomorrow's stream. Not sure if there's really anything else.
I think you need to be happier. Every time you get negative, it goes red. Every time we're positive, dude, it goes green again. It's gotta be happy,
Look,
okay? It's gotta be happy.
I'm super bullish for Bitcoin because, like I said, even if we have a retracement, look where we were at. Look where we're at. We're over $111,000 for a single Bitcoin. Look,
it's going back up. It's gotta be happy.
Amazing. It could retrace for a little bit. Let some people DCA in on that red day or something, and then let's go run it another 5-10% up and push it through there. Otherwise, look, I'm not selling anytime soon. I'm enjoying this. I'm not timing the market. That's just me. Things I say, not financial advice. I'm going to stay on the steady DCA, and I'm holding because I have invested money over the course of time that I could afford to lose. Like, I'm not counting on it to pay a mortgage, to pay for the food that's in my mouth, or anything of the sort. So I'm going to let it go. This is a long-term play for me. Long-term, is years, could be 5-10 years. I still will be holding some, even if I took some profits along the way. I can guarantee you, if we get 3 billion by 2028, profits would have been taken along the way. But I will still be holding some Bitcoins because
no,
you just hold it till later. No, I'm a bit older than you, so I'm judging my years of scaling out of investments a little differently.
Stop. I'm going to put it to you this way. If you're thinking about it in the sense of you need to sell your Bitcoin, instead of using your Bitcoin instead of money as a whole, because you won't need to get to that point anymore. It won't be about taking profits. It'll literally, like, we're both trying to hope for that point where it just flips.
Yeah, you see, you're right, because technically that's true, and I'm generalizing it. We're right towards the end. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of this, because really, who should sell? If you're doing it, if you're borrowing against your Bitcoin at the right times, and then you don't have to sell, and Bitcoin will continuously go up. And we're going to dig into that at some point, and maybe even put out some videos or something on it, because I've been doing some more research ever since we started talking about that. But I think that's a good way, that if you want to hold on to your Bitcoin but still need some of that money, you borrow against it at a good interest rate. You do it at a time where
you'd be surprised, but there's actually some potential guests in the near future who love talking about this kind of stuff.
Perfect. And Yeah, we'll have to we'll get all the alpha from them and their experiences with it. And you know, there's a lot of people that I know who have borrowed against that I know of, but I don't know. So I'd like to hear some personal experiences with that, with how it's gone, you know, on some of those first people who offered those services, you know, to how it's developing now and who they're actually looking at borrowing from. I mean, you see that the options available to do it through Coinbase are a bunch of people who are new, just going to be like, hey, let me use that. Or are there better, more specialized projects and firms out there that are dealing with this? And, you know, I'd like to know the experiences. And it's not my wheelhouse. And I would love to learn more because it would help with financial freedom.
Of course. Isn't that the goal of it all?
Look at this. And Blue is saying pretty much the same thing. That's his main goal, to find this info in Vegas. How to borrow against your crypto, to keep your crypto, doing it at the right time so that it can help you with your financial freedom. And anyone who's in finance will tell you it's about the way you could leverage your money and how you can make your money work for you, and you know, passive income and various other methods. So yeah, we're gonna have to dig in on some of that. So hopefully some people could provide their opinions, join the conversation. We love that. But I think we're gonna have to wrap this up now.
Any closing comments?
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Gen Z is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a house.
No, we do not understand. Ladies and gentlemen.
Get back at the Gen Z Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.